Welcome back, everyone, to Piney Plays Minecraft Pinetopia, and it looks like a wandering trader has arrived to our building site. Hello there. Hey, do you have oak sapling? I went in an acacia or a jungle one so that I could actually make up for the lack I have there. Podzol, easy to get. Oak sapling there. Allen, not really. Yeah, I got plenty of those. I got plenty of those. Slime balls. Yeah, but 4 emeralds for one slime ball? Robber! At the end of the last episode, I was wondering what material to use for the floor of the sanctuary. I had concluded that the best thing to use would be terracotta since it is made from earth and I could just gather up clay and make some, but well, there's no way in the world I'm going to get enough clay in order to make all of this terracotta. So I've decided to ditch that idea. There are not any badlands in a reasonable distance from this place, so I'm not going to head out on an expedition over to there. This means then that I have to go with something else. And I had decided on wood. That's right. But not using planks and slabs as I normally would, but instead I was thinking of using the logs and using them to create a mosaic pattern, since that should give us a nice, natural, distinct, or discrete items in which to use in here for our flooring. So I'm going to see what it looks like and whether or not that will work. Of course, I will need a pattern to use, but before I really do on the pattern, I have to decide on its size because right now I have looked on here and the sanctuary is 24 this way and 21 that way. So I would like to turn that into a square. So I am going to come down here and 2 on each side, and they're going to form a bit of a border coming on to here. On the back, ooh, should I have the border on the back or on the front? Before we start actually working with the abstract pattern itself, first we need to worry about other features of the floor. The first of these is an altar that's in the back, and this altar is supposed to be a statue of the goddess on a dais. So we need to section out the dais, and on top of that, then have something there. Now, I'm not going to be able to make a statue that's going to be any way reasonable. So most likely instead I'll have some sort of agricultural item up there that will serve in its stead. And I think that will work very well. In addition to this, we'll also have 5 pillars. And these 5 pillars are actually made from tree trunks. And I think that's going to work out very, very well. Most likely, instead of actually creating tree trunks and building them artificially, I'm just going to grow an oak tree in each of these locations. Now, where are the 5 locations? Well, that's going to be a little bit awkward because one of the locations is dead center, which is going to be impossible. Thus, I'm going to create 6 pillars instead of 5. The first thing that I'm going to need to do is to determine the location of these 6 pillars slash tree trunks. So here's one, and I'll put one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, good. That should be on the same line. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 in between. Am I on the same values all along? See, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, and then on the fifth one. All right, good. This seems to be where we are. Now I need to add location for the next one. What I'll do is I'll go 3 in on each of these. 1, 2, 3. How will that work? How about one more in? There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 in between, and I think that will be a nice location for each of these. This is where we'll be keeping our dais, where we'll have whatever I'll be putting on top of here, most likely some soil or something like that in order to contain it. I'll say that this should be wood perhaps, and that this could be some soil that is tilled, maybe a little bit of water to act to keep the plants hydrated, and then we'll have 2 layers for the stairs. So this will then be for the stairway out. All right, good. And I think that will work out very well. That means the rest of the floor then will be open for our pattern. This mosaic is supposed to be 4 colors. It's supposed to be brown, tan, orange, and blue. Now I can easily get tan and brown probably based on the various colorations of the woods. We've got the dark brown here. We've got the oak. Well, the birch is close to a little bit of a beigeous. The oak is little somewhere between brown and beige in there. The spruce, more of a traditional brown. So I got some in there. Now I was thinking for orange I could use pumpkins. Or even better than pumpkins, I will be using jack-o'-lanterns. That way I could take care of any potential issues with lighting at the same time I'm taking care of the flooring issue. So that's how I'm going to get orange into there. So I figure 4 different types of wood plus the orange for there. But of course, what about blue? Because lapis is one possibility, but I don't think that's going to go with the natural theme there. And I'm not going to get any terracotta, though. I suppose I could get some terracotta. I do have a little bit of clay around, maybe back at my base. And I could use that. But I was thinking, instead of actually having a blue flooring, what about blue flowers? Thus, I could have cornflowers all over the place in there. And the reason why I want to have the blue flowers in there, some dirt along with some blue flowers, is so that we can have some bees. Because I figure if we're going to have these trunks here, then we could have some bee nests attached to them and having the bees coming along and sort of making the place feel like an agricultural area. The next step is to actually place all these torches with saplings. That way they can start growing. Now we have a 5% chance that a sapling, oh actually, not if I'm here. Let's get some flowers. Right now it doesn't matter which type of flower they are since they're not going to be permanent flowers. They're just here for helping us get bee net because there's a 5% chance of an oak or birch that grows near a flower to spawn with a, there you go, to spawn a bee's nest with it. That's something new for 1.15.2 because previous to that, no, that when it happened. So while that goes on, I could now get my jack-o'-lanterns. Now, first I have to have pumpkins. See, right here we have 62 pumpkins and shears. Do I have shears? No shears? Ah, they're right here. All right, shears. So I'll just get some boom, 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 boom. They just carve some pumpkin faces here. And I can convert these into jack-o'-lanterns. Jack-o'-lanterns are a fairly easy recipe. Just take a carved pumpkin, add torches, and now we've got jack-o'-lanterns. I just now have to put them into the right spot. Right, and that will be 1, 2, 3, 4. Right here will be the first one. Yeah, that's at the right spot. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4 for this one. And then 5 for the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, and now we just have to go across. Actually, this one won't have any more because we're going to be in the middle here. So instead, we'll have some sort of lighting on the altar itself in order to take care of that area. And we just need to go. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 1, right? So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Definitely not 6. Ah, this one should be 5, not 6. Okay. There you go. Takes care of that. And now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's going to set up our pattern that we are going to have for our jack-o'-lanterns. 1, 2, 3. Okay, perfect. I'll just fill in the rest now, and someday those will grow, but I'm sure that'll take a long time. Perhaps I should get some bone meal in order to speed it along a little bit. Ah, the first trees have arrived, of course. No big surprise. Neither of them has a bee's nest on it because it's only a 5% chance, which means I'm going to be needing 120 trees before this is going to get me all the nests I need. Well, that's of course that it took exactly 20 on each one. Most likely probably about 60 or 70 before it happens. Assuming I have that much luck, we'll see. Of course, the danger of using oak for this is that sometimes you get one of these monstrosities. At least I have plenty of oak wood when this is over, that's for sure. That's one thing I am not going to run out of is oak wood. What I'm going to have to do is start building the floor while this thing is all attempting to, oops, while this is all while I'm all waiting for growing this. So I'll be doing this every once in a while, then stopping to see, oh, something has grown? All right, good. So there you go. Let's take this out and plop that in there as usual. Good. And eventually, I'll get this tree down. I'm going to begin the pattern with the dark oak. which is going to go 1, 2. Oopsie daisy. No, that is not what I want. I want that. There you go. We are going to go 3 out like that. Then we're going to go like that. Do it on the other side. And like that. Oops. That's the first part of the pattern. And so this is going to be made out of dark oak. Then inside of this, we are going to have some. Well, I was thinking of having the oak right here, but with all this oak that I'm collecting now, maybe I should use something else and use oak as my general background. Perhaps birch might be a better one for that area. Now let's try this. Or we'll go. Oops. No, we don't want that side of the. Let's see. Now the disadvantage of birch right here is that. Well, let's see how that line pattern works, or whether I decide I don't like it and try something else. Well, of course, the other possibility is I could strip the birch so it doesn't have the bark showing, which is a possibility. And then in the middle, we'll have a cornflower. Well, there'll also be a little green there apparently because the grass has spread all over the place in here. So I have a little greenery with the cornflower there. So I'll decide later on what to do about this one right here that's next to the oak. Do I put a cornflower there, or do I just put oak there for background? That's an interesting question, and I want to wait on that because I don't know how much effect it'll have if I put a cornflower right now. Would it affect the chance? I don't know what kind of effect it would have on the spawning of a nest. Ooh, look at this. My first nest. Ta-da! All right. That's one down. 5 more to go. But yes, that does work. We have confirmed it. That in 1.15.2 you can get a bee nest by growing a tree near a flower. So naturally I'm going to leave this one in place. I may remove the leaves, but the wood itself is going to be staying there. I think that it's pretty safe to say that this is ugly. Absolutely, positively ugly. Now the question is, does this make it look better? Well, I still won't call it pretty, but definitely less ugly. Now, I think the other problem I have is that this pattern and the jack-o'-lantern pattern are clashing. And I really need to make them work together. So I need to revise the entire plan on how I was going to have things laid out. I'm going to leave the trees where they are, probably base these on the trees. I think I already have this based on the trees anyway. Yes, because we have this here and this here. So maybe I could use the trees, meaning these pillars here, as the basis for what I do. then put the patterns around them, and then put the jack-o'-lanterns around them so they enhance the entire thing. So perhaps maybe these four corners can be orange. So I don't have one orange and several of them aren't. Yeah, the question is, how does it look when I do that? And this is the result. Still not a thing of beauty, but better. Of course, this is inconsistent with what I have there because we've got the trees there. Ooh. I have to think on that. In fact, I have to think on the entire thing. When I return the next time, hopefully I'll have a few more of those grown by then, and I'll have some idea of what I want to do with this pattern. Because right now, mm, I I just saw a new a new nest pop up. Yay! There's our second nest. All right, and maybe I'll have a third or fourth when I return next time, and perhaps I'll have some idea what to do with this. I have a feeling this cornflower is just going to have to go. It just doesn't work with everything else. Let me just try one more thing before we sign off. Here we go. A little light brown, then a little beige, then some orange, and then some brown. Yes. I think that will be a lot better, and then we can have oak generally all around the place. And perhaps that'll work. We'll see if I'm still in some way liking it when we return for the next episode of Pinely Plays of Minecraft Pinetopia.